In this episode, you'll learn how watching rowing videos can improve your technique.
Feel the grip of the oar handle, smooth yet firm in your hands. Taste the salt of your own sweat and the occasional splash of water. It's all part of the journey. Welcome to another episode of Faster Masters Rowing Radio. Each week, our host, Masters rowing coach Rebecca Caro, dives deep into the world of Masters rowing. Whether you're on the water or in the gym, join us to become a faster master. Let's go rowing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. I'm Rebecca Caro, and today we're going to dive into a topic that I've been researching recently, which is about how we can use mirror neurons in our brain to improve our own rowing technique. And also, if you're a coach, how you can use this to improve the outcomes of your coaching. So what are mirror neurons? I first heard about these from Dan Walsh, who led our conference last year on the older athlete and aging, and started diving into quite a lot of research about how parts of our brain are activated. Now, the original research for this came from monkeys. Researchers were studying monkeys' brain patterns, and they were wired. And when the researchers stopped work and went to eat their lunch, they noticed that the monkeys' brains were firing in the area of the brain associated with food and hunger. And because the monkeys were watching the researchers eat, they themselves were getting brain activity, their neurons were firing as if they were doing the eating themselves. And this is the genius of mirror neurons. It helps you to understand and internalize actions, emotions, and intentions because they fire when you see a movement or an activity. So they fire in your brain, even though you're not doing it. Wow. So I thought this was really interesting because we all know that rowing is a hugely technical sport, and the ability to separate what we do in the moment with different parts of our bodies takes an enormous amount of time, effort, and training. And a lot of the timing points that really good rowers use are things that are incredibly subtle and reasonably hard to learn. So have you ever noticed how contagious a yawn is? When I yawn, the chances are somebody else who is with me will also yawn. And that's your mirror neurons. That's what causes you to yawn yourself because you've seen someone else doing it. I dived into research from an ophthalmologist, a man who's an eye specialist called Dr. Laby. His business was called Sports Vision. And he advocated and had done some research into if you watch correct performances, you see the technique that's being used. And he was studying people throwing basketballs into hoops. And the research he did started with people watching someone throwing, but the ball didn't actually go into the hoop. As they watched and learned what good technique looked like, they then got much better at guessing whether or not a throw would go into the hoop or not. And he said, what's important, though, is not that you just watch someone doing good technique. That delivery needs to be in a scenario, in a situation that is as close to reality as possible. So one rower sitting in a boat where the rest of the crew is sitting the boat stable for you, doing slow motion, very, very deliberate movements is not good enough. He aligned this with baseball batting practice. So you're in the nets, someone is throwing a ball at you from reasonably close to, and every time the person hits it and hits it out of the park. This isn't the same as a match. The match scenario has the intense pressure situation. The pitcher is quite a lot further away from you. The speed with which the ball is delivered is also much faster than you get in net batting practice. So if you're going to use mirror neurons to help improve your technique, you've got to learn the correct thing in a situation that's as close to reality as possible. It's not good enough just to do it very slow motion. You need both. You've got to first understand what the movement is, and then you've got to be able to do it in a real time, the sort of stroke rates that you need to be able to get. For example, getting your catches in at rate 30 is different from getting your catches in at rate 20. So it's got to be as close as possible to reality. When you're watching rowing videos, and a lot of people do, and it's wonderful that there is an incredible resource online of videos to watch, you need to be watching these correct performances. So ideally, make sure that you're definitely seeing good people doing good things in high cadence, high rate, stroke rate situations. There's a recent upload from Penny Shooter's collection of videos, which Mostyn ARC, Mostyn, has been uploading regularly. He's been digitizing her collection of VHF videos. And a lot of these are World Championship and Olympic videos. So they're a fantastic resource going back many years of really good rowing. So do go and seek out good rowing videos. It's a great way to fire your own mirror neurons. But how can we use this as coaches and as athletes working in our clubs with coaches? When a coach tells a story, your brain, as the listener, has the mirror neurons that are going to activate. They make you feel that you're experiencing what the coach is describing. You're experiencing it yourself. Think about when you go to the cinema and you are in an immersive experience watching a story being told on the screen. That darkened room, the very large screen, the good sound, all help you to create what they call neural coupling, because you basically bond with the actors in the movie and you feel like you're in the story with them. Now, that's what we can do as coaches. We can use this storytelling and demonstration as a way to help our students understand and then, secondly, learn faster. The way to go about this is first to get your students to observe the task done well first. If you demonstrate rather than just use words to explain, you're more likely to trigger the mirror neurons because the athletes think themselves into doing what you're describing. So for myself, when I'm coaching, I like to first show the action, then I'll do it a second time where I'm explaining at the same time as showing, so that I'm, we're like talking over my own demonstration. So if you've watched any of the drills compendium that we put on sale last year, which includes 24 different drills and skills exercises, the method is quite clear. And I didn't know about mirror neurons when I was recording them, but I talk about the thing first, then I demonstrate it, and then talk over the demonstration. And then the video has captions alongside the demonstration so that it explains to you what to look for. I noticed a while ago that we were sharing videos of crews with people and going, you know, have a look at this. This is you rowing. But without telling them what to look for, you're really missing a learning opportunity, because they'll watch it, but they don't know what they're seeing. And they haven't also got the comparison to see what good looks like. And of course, now I'm learning more about mirror neurons. I want people to be activating their own mirror neurons so that they learn better. So this real-time observation and real-time correction, which of course is what coaching is about, leads to better skill acquisition. And the last thing that the experts recommend is to encourage peer-to-peer observation. Now, I've talked about peer-to-peer coaching already in the past, and I've actually done a peer-to-peer coaching webinar with my own club, and I'm quite keen to try and see if we can expand this into other clubs, where we teach observation and comparison between good technique and what someone's actually doing in front of you. We used ergs to do this just because it's easier to get up close to video someone, to then have a range of different people swapping in and out. And this peer observation with a permission-based feedback structure allows you to help each other to see whether or not you're getting the movement right. And then, of course, to trigger these mirror neurons, which I hope will help us all to improve the ways that we're learning and improving our own rowing technique. Do join us on our newsletter. There are 7,000
part of the RowingChat podcast network. Please tell your fellow rowers about the show. If you've learned just one helpful thing from today's episode, please consider supporting the show for as little as $1 per month by visiting fastermastersrowing.com/podcast.